Well, I got a phone call the other night and a guy came to me with a troopy that's not having a good time anymore. It's getting water in the oil and overheating, and I'm not a business, I don't work on cars, but I don't mind doing the odd little cash job here and there, so especially when I saw this thing too. It's very tidy, it's very nice. Silver troopy. Must have been an actual factory silver one too, because the engine bay and everything's painted silver. So this is the job today. Got to get this out of here and this in there. So this is out of a 100 series, I think it's like 2004 model or something, 100 series. So, and as you can see, it was auto. So a little bit better, 1.8Z, the later timing cover and all that other crap. Not that it really made as much. This one's had a turbo on it, but we're going to take that off. It also has, lucky me, the dreaded 1.8Z head gasket oil leak. I don't know why, but 71.8Zs have got this, so it's a pain in the ass for me because I bought this engine thinking I could just drop it straight in. Now I've got to go pull the head off, put a head gasket on it, so that's fun. But anyway, that's what I'm going to be doing today. But first, take this big heap of crap to the bakery to get a meat pie and a Red Bull. Breakfast of champions. Well, we made it home. If a meat pie and a Red Bull isn't the most bogan breakfast you've ever seen in your life, then I don't know what is. So I'll get that eaten and then do a bit of a car shuffle. That can go outside, that can go up the back, that can go up the back as well. Get that on the hoist and start pulling crap off it, get it apart. So like I said earlier, first job, strip this thing. So I'm going to do it the easy way today. I'm going to unbolt all the injector lines down there, take this crossover stuff off, take the exhaust off, timing belt off, all that sort of stuff, and I'll lift the head off with the intake manifold, all the lines still attached, everything, just lift it straight up, hang it in the air. I'll probably go put it on the bench over there, clean up the surface of the head. I'll clean up the surface of the block, get this new head gasket on, new head bolts on, get that all bolted back down, strip from the auto, all the auto stuff off, all this stuff off, because I'm going to use the stuff off that motor. Yeah, strip this thing right back to its bare bones today. And then once I'm happy, satisfied that this is all good to go and it's all good to go back together, then I will start pulling this apart. So I haven't pulled anything apart on this yet, apart from just drained all the fluids. I'm going to reuse this air compressor mount and air compressor and everything. Even though it's not hooked up, I don't know why, but it's not hooked up. I'm just going to put this to the side there so I don't have to degas the aircon. Yeah. That's it. As far as engine swaps go, I shouldn't say this, I'm going to jinx myself. But as far as engine swaps go, this is the easiest, 1.8Z to 1.8Z in a 75 series. So, yeah. A little update, I have turbo kit stripped off, intake crossover stripped off, timing belt, timing cover is all stripped off. It's all sitting there. Next job is injector lines and all the head bolts, then the head will come off. So yes, making progress. Pretty slow because I'm extremely not motivated today, but you know, get that on the big jobs. Righty, first look inside this HZ and actually looks really good. You never know what you're going to get when you open up a HZ. Crack pistons or whatever, but you can see that right there, all that oil there is where this heap of junk was leaking. I don't know why, but some of these late model 1.8Zs, they all do it, but clean both these surfaces up, put a new gasket on there, a non-leaking gasket, bolt the head back on, and then this motor is good to go. So old mate's going to be getting a nice, way lower kilometre, late model 1.8Z. So we might even give it a bit of a Dulux rebuild while it's a part here. Also, because this is a 1.8Z, it's got all the security stuff on it. I don't know if I should be telling you this because this helps you steal the car. Smash this off, you have to break it with a hammer. These 3 wires get deleted, and after this little ECU or computer-y thing, whatever it is, there'll be 1 wire in there that you just have to connect, and that'll just connect to, it's a bit hard to see over this side, but it'll just connect to the constant 12 volt from the ignition. Where is it? Down there. It'll just connect to that, and then he'll have his fuel solenoid turning on so we can actually start the car. I'll have to do some ginning around to get the tacho and everything to work, but we'll make that happen. So she's all stripped down and cleaned and ready to go. Just had to go see Geordie at Only Land Cruisers. Look at this strategically placed jumper. And get a spigot bearing, a genuine head gasket, and one head bolt, because for some reason I had a random set of 1HDT head bolts here, but I only had 25 and there's actually 26. So yeah, had to go buy one. I'm sure that the 26 one's somewhere around here. Reuse these washers, I'll clean all them up. Just got to finish cleaning this up and the block up, and then we can put it back together. Then once this motor's all built and I'm happy with it and it's all good, I'll separate it from the gearbox or from the auto and lift it up, take the sump off it, and then once it's all good, then it's time to put it in there. So, and Scotty's around helping too because he loves it. He's a sucker for punishment, and there's beers here too, so it's all good. Well, while Scott's unbolting stuff from here, I am about to torque up these head bolts. So done the first torque to 69 Newton meters. Now what I do is come through, mark all these, just a point on the end like that. And the next procedure is to turn all these bolts 90 degrees all the way through, or starting from the middle, working your way out like that. And then do it another 90 degrees, so they'll end up 180 degrees away from where they are now. Oops, we don't want that in there. Imagine if that just fell down the sump, I'd be hating life. So yeah, that's next. When I finish here, all these little marks will be facing this way. That's how I know I've done them. So yes, it's probably my least favourite thing to do when building motors. Putting these on. Well, doing the torque. Pain in the ass. Right, many JDs have been had, and 4Xs because he drinks beer like a weirdo. But this thing is all together, and that's bolted, unbolted, just not apart yet. This is all back together, timing covers back on, it's ready to go. This is all mostly unbolted, with that little treat there. Someone's bought some snake oil. And we took the parts getter to the shops and got some oil. We got some oil there too. Well, that's 1040s for the 200 series, but that little drum there is for this. And we're about to extract the engine. When this engine's up in the air, we've got to take the sump off it because I've got to put the 75 sump on this 100 18Z, so the sumps fit. A few other little bits and pieces to swap over when she's out, but yeah, it's nearly ready to lift out. So I reckon within a couple of hours we'll have the other engine sitting in the spot, and then it's just a matter of connecting it all up again. So making pretty good progress. Get out of here. No pooing on the Chev. Go away. You too. Get out. Get out of here. Yes, I know. I'm weird. I'm talking to birds. Well, the motor's out. Look at that. Bare engine bay. We are now stripping all the rest of the crap off this that we need, which is the sump. Both these engine mounts, already taken both of those off. Gonna swap that over because it's got two different plugs on it. And the clutch and flywheel as well. Oh, and on this side, the exhaust. So we'll put this exhaust on there as well with some new exhaust gaskets. Yes, this motor is disgusting. I think it must have been leaking from up there, the rocker cover gasket. That dirty little high load. But yeah. Anyway, that's our cool story for the day. And we're going to keep swapping this crap over. Alright, time to get this engine in. Are you ready? Ready. How's that looking? Are you ready? Well, it's another day, sun is shining, and we are back in the shed working on the Troopy. Had a good night last night. Got obviously the motor back in, all the bell housing bolts are done up. AC compressors back on, engine mounts, just got to tighten up the 2 nuts on the top. Starter motor's back in, all the wiring's hooked up, all the fuel system's hooked up. Got to do oil filter. Got to work out something with this vacuum, because obviously this came out of a 105, didn't need vacuum. It's still got a vacuum pump, but I'm going to have to run a line probably up all the way across and over to the booster. Radiator fan, and then give it a kick in the guts. And I mean, there's no reason why it won't start, because it came out of a running driving car. It just had that oil leak at the back of the head, like all 1AZs do. So bit of luck, this thing will move under its own power today, except I'm going to go for a cruise today because I've got that good old thing, and the sun's out. It's meant to be raining today, so stuff it. I'm going to go out, and maybe I'll get back to this tonight. Oh, I'm going to keep cracking on. All right, everything's done. I just put water in there. I mean, oil. I just put oil in there. Spilt it absolutely everywhere, because that's just what happens. And I think it's time to go for the first start. So obviously it's got no radiator and stuff in it, but clamp you on here and see what happens, eh? Fingers crossed it starts. Yeah, beauty. Gotta be happy with that. Got a nice exhaust leak down there. Nice exhaust leak down the bottom there. But yeah, pretty happy with that. Now I just got to plumb the rest of it up, tidy a few things up, bolt that aircon compressor mount on, because I seen that was slipping around, and yeah, get it all buttoned up and take it for a drive. So for anyone putting a later model 100 series 18Z in anything really, you saw that black security box I had to smash off on the back of the injector pump, and there's the wire that comes out of it. So that's the plug that does the tacho and the fuel solenoid inside the pump, and you can see that there's 3 wires going to this plug, but on the other side of it, you probably can't really see, there's nothing coming out of this terminal, so I've just got that jammed in there for now just to make sure that is the right one, and it is. So I'm going to put a terminal on that and solder it to that wire there, so it's got enough length to fit down there, and then that's that sorted. But at least now I'm going to put the rest of all this front on, and I know the motor runs, solder that cable and take it for a drive, see if it performs well. So this motor had a turbo on it as well, so I don't know if it's been tuned for the turbo or it just had the turbo slapped on there. I imagine it was tuned, so I'll have to back a little bit of fuel on it. We'll see how smoky it is, and then I can call this guy, come pick your car up, give me some money. That's my favourite part, and that's the only reason I'm doing this. Anyway, well, we've got a mess everywhere, but it moves out of the shed under its own power, so that's a pretty good milestone. When I got this thing, the radiator and whole cooling system was just full of oil and coolant, so I'm going to try my best to flush it out. Got to get this thing hot and cold a few times. New head gasket, a couple of heat cycles, and yeah, then we'll put some nice fresh coolant in there and put the bonnet on. This guy can come get his car. Very nice. So it's been running for a bit. Got a heap of water in the radiator. Take it for its first drive. Try and stick you over here somewhere. Power brakes, because I need a vacuum hose, because the main vacuum hose, the pipe that goes behind the timing cable was rusted through. But we'll just cruise around the property. Oops. Well, I am stoked with that. So it runs, it drives. I'm gonna stick a bonnet on that. I'm gonna drive it over the weekend. Whenever I do like an engine swap for someone, I always like to keep the car for a bit. I'm gonna drive it, yeah, all day Saturday, all day Sunday to make sure it's doing everything it's meant to do and there's no little surprises. Then probably Sunday over, I'll run my spanners over everything that I've touched, make sure everything's tight. And Monday morning, come get this thing out of my life. I never want to see it again. Well, that is a wrap on this one. Just done a good sort of 40, 50 Ks on it. And yeah, it's doing what it's meant to be doing. The most important thing is, there's no fluids on the ground underneath it. So, I'm happy. And hopefully this guy will be happy. It's a 100 Series 18Z, it does go a little bit better. Well, it's probably just imagining that, but I'm just going to pretend it goes better. Yes, at least he can drive his car now and not have to worry about getting water in his oil and overheating his thing, and he can camp and fall drive whatever the hell he wants to do in this car. But yes, goodbye. Give it a wash before it goes and get it out of my life. Oh well. Thanks for watching this boring video of swapping out a 18Z for a 18Z. Well, you've seen the video about this, and it's done now, finished, just got to be cleaned. I'll make him come pick it up. And I thought I'd do a video about my little side quest for the day. This poor 80 Series. If you're ever wondering why I have some, what I think are cool cars, like that's a cool car, that's a cool car, that's some others. It's not my job. I don't earn heaps of money. I just buy and sell shit and make a bit of make a bit of money on the side, and use that to buy more shit like that. So found this 80 on the internet, got it, let's just say cheap, and I've sold the motor out of it. It's a 1HDT, and I've sold the motor for triple what I've paid for the entire car, and I still have the whole rest of the car to wreck out. So that's how I make my bit of extra coin. So yeah, I was going to try and like work out a way to do videos on these, but I think I'm just going to add it into all the other crap I'm doing as a little side mission. So yeah, that's my job tonight. It's 7:30, and here I am just starting to pull the motor out of a car. Yay. Well, it's 8:15 and it is ready to come out. So engine mounts are undone, top and bottom. Everything, all the hoses are undone that side, all the wiring sitting on there that side, fuel, return and supply disconnected, all power steering is disconnected, tail shafts are disconnected, gearbox cross members off, shifters are out. So time to drive the digger in, lift her out. That's a 45-minute engine extraction. And all I've got to do is just split the gearbox and I'm done for the night. So bed before 9 o'clock, I reckon. Right, engine extraction done. Gearbox getting caught on the sway bar because I only lowered the sway bar, I didn't unbolt it. Usually I unbolt it the whole way, but I was being lazy. Sweet as. She's out.